Before we started to create our final design, we needed to put down a template for the Digipak in Photoshop. We found a basic template from Google Images and imported it to Photoshop. Template allowed us to know the basic dimensions for the size of the faces of the Digipak and gave us a good idea of what parts go where in order to create a conventional Digipak. We decided to go for a standard Digipak over a tri-fold base due to it being more conventional to the band's previous Digipaks and albums. By using a template, it allowed us to be more efficient in the production of our Digipak and allowed us to create it much quicker than we would have without a template, which could have resulted us in spending a lot of time guessing the dimensions of the front and back covers, for example.
As we had decided in our final design, we wanted to use the idea of the rocket, which is used frequently by the artists on their albums. It has been used on all of their albums and Digipaks. To make it conventional to the band, we placed the rocket quite prominently on the front of the album, wanting it to be the main feature as it gave us a good place from where to start. We believed that the basic but bright design of the rockets was conventional to the genre of the music our artists belong to and is appropriate for our target audience of younger people and teenagers, as they would be attracted to the bright colours and uncomplicated design. In addition, we wanted to keep in line with the existing brand identity of the artist, and so having the rocket not appear would not be consistent with the existing brand. And so we believed it to be very important to add, as the iconography of the rocket is associated with the band by the fan base and artists themselves.
We found the design of the rocket on Patent Pending's fan website, www.unlesswebsitedebreak.com, where it was explained that the images may be used for not-for-profit purposes and non-commercial use. And so to make sure, we emailed the website at the given address on their contact page in order to make sure that we were permitted to use the images. We explained in the email what our purposes were and explained that it was for not-for-profit and just for educational purposes, and attached a picture of our final design of our Digipak to show them how it was going to be used. We understand that if the Digipak were to be used commercially, then we might have had to obtain a license and take them out further, but because it was just for educational purposes, it was suitable. Once we placed the rocket on the Digipak, we then needed to include the title of the band on the front cover in order for the audience to understand who the artist of the Digipak belongs to, so they know to buy the Digipak if they are a fan of the artist. To appeal to our target audience and to fit with the existing branding of the artist, we decided to use a graffiti-style font from www.defont.com, which are fonts free for personal use. We decided on a graffiti-style font because we believed it would be appropriate not only for the target audience but for the genre of the music that the artist creates. And so when looking through the fonts to use, we looked for fonts which looked similar to the existing artist's logo and chose Bombing as it was quite similar. I then took a screenshot of the text and imported it onto Photoshop as a smart object separate to the Digipak and cut out the background of the image. And when the image was transparent, I moved it over to the Digipak cover and scaled up the image to make it fit right. Then I did it with the other word and placed it on the Digipak too.
The next step was then to think of a background for a Digipak. Wanting a minimalistic yet bright background, we decided to take the green colour from the rocket with a pipette and fill it in the background, making a clean design which had appropriate colours. We decided to go for a more graphic and cartoony album cover rather than a photograph due to it being conventional to the previous albums the band has created, and so it would keep up with the identity of the previous identity of the star that we are making for the Digipak for. In addition to this, we believe that it would be appropriate for our target audience of younger people.
We then decided to put the title of the album on the front of the Digipak and went with the idea of our final design that Daisy did in Rough by placing a red rectangle across the Digipak and put black bold writing on the top of the red to make it stand out. We did this due to it being appropriate to our target audience by having it be bright, attractive colours, but also the red matched the red from the rocket, and so it was suitable. However, we decided that the design didn't look quite right, and so used the same graffiti font as the band's name instead, taking away the red box and thought that it looked a lot better. We then typed out the title of the album brighter in smaller text to fill the background like stripes, creating our background design. Last, we added the parental advisory logo on the front of Digipak to let adults know that there may be content inappropriate for younger children on the album, as conventional to albums of this genre.